Hi everyone. Today let's talk about computer generated art. Computer art is defined as any art that uses a computer. In other words, the art that is generated by a computer or more specifically a computer program. The code below shows how in a very few lines of code using the Turtle graphics library, you can create images that might be considered to be computer art. The following image is generated by a recursive function that draws a circle at a given x and y location of a specified size. This function recursively calls itself by modifying the parameters so that the smaller and smaller circles are drawn at different locations until the size of the circle goes below 20 pixels. This is the image that I'm talking about. Let's see with few lines of code what is happening. You can see this is the image that was generated. More in action. Yeah. There are a few points to note about this program. It uses recursion to draw a circle with smaller and smaller circles being drawn until the radius of the circle falls below a certain threshold, which is the termination point. It also uses the turtle.tracer function to speed up the drawing of the picture as 2000 changes will be buffered before it is even shown up on the screen, which we have seen in the last video as well. Finally, the colors used for the circles are changed at each level of precision. A very simple approach used so that the red, green, and blue codes are changed, resulting in different colors circles. This is the code they're talking about. Yeah, passing the color. It is also giving a line width used to reduce the size of the circle outline to add more interest to the image. This one. So yeah, we have two user-defined functions, set up window and draw circles, which we are calling this recursively and giving the new x and y coordinates along with the colors for resulting of the computer art. So let's try to build a program where you can call it as the program can be called as a computer art generator. That sounds interesting, right? Let's go into it. Let us see how you can use Turtle graphics to create a computer art. The following program randomly generates RGB colors to use for the lines being drawn, which gives the picture more interest. It also allows the user to input an angle, which is used when changing the direction in which the line is drawn. As the drawing happens within a loop, even this simple change to an angle used to draw the lines are generated at different pictures. So let's see, we're giving an input here, that is the angle. Let's see what happens when we run the code. Let's wait a so let's see what's happening in this program. To define functions, get underscore input underscore angle, generate underscore random underscore color. We are setting up the screen. This is exactly the same for almost all the programs. Setting up the window, giving an input as please provide an angle. We are giving it a range of 0 to 200 and passing the generate underscore random color. And we are asking it to move forward with the I value and giving it an angle value as well. Let's see what happens. Let's input an angle of 138, enter. You can see this is the output. It is creating a graphic of similar to a flower, and it's very interesting to watch how it's selecting the colors as well. Let's see for let's see what happens when we try to give it a different angle. Let's give it an angle of 168 degrees, enter. Let me switch the screen. Yeah. You can see it's a different graphic. So you can try by inputting different angles into the input and see what different kind of a graphic you're getting. It's pretty interesting to watch as well. What is interesting about these images is how different each is, even though it's the same program. How algorithmic or computer generated art can be subtle and flexible in any other art form also shows that even with such a process, it is still up to the human to determine which image is the most aesthetically pleasing. Let's talk about fractals in Python. In the arena of computer art, fractals are a very well-known art form. Fractals have their roots in the world of mathematics starting in the 17th century, with the term fractal being coined in the 20th century by mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot in the year 1975. Fractals are recurring patterns that are calculated either using iterative approach, such as for a loop, or a recursive approach when a function calls itself with the modified parameters. In simpler words, a fractal is never-ending pattern. There are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. The Python code below allows you to create a snowflakes design by using its standard library Turtle for GUI designing. This code creates 20 snowflakes randomly of random size and color in random position of the screen. Let's see what's happening. Giving it a variable name and initializing the turtle screen, giving the background color. We are assigning a variable called Elsa and initializing it as a turtle object, giving it the speed, passing a list of different colors, defining a function called snowflake, writing down the code to generate the snowflake, forward 10 times the size. Size is the parameter which we are passing into this function, and creating a for. Also, we are generating the choice as well for the color of the snowflake. For in range of 8, branch of size, you're calling the branch function here, which is another user defined function. For in range 3, this is how we are defining it in different for loops, how the snowflakes has to be constructed. Yeah, and the loop to generate 20 different size snowflakes with different starting coordinates. This is what it's doing. We imported the random here so that random int is choosing different coordinates for x and y automatically. So yeah, let's execute this and see what happens. You can see how snowflakes of different colors are being generated at different positions on the screen according to our code. It's working well. You can also try this out. A fractal often used in computer art is the Koch snowflake, while another is Mandelbrot set. Let us see how to create fractal-based art with both of these sets. The Koch snowflake, it's nothing but a fractal that begins with an equilateral triangle and then replaces the middle third of every segment, line segment, with a pair of line segments that form an equilateral bump. This replacement can be performed to any depth, generating finer and finer grained, smaller and smaller triangles until the overall shape resembles a snowflake. The program below can be used to generate a Koch snowflake with different levels of recursion. The larger the number of levels of recursion, the more times each line segment is dissected. Let's see what's happening here. We're defining the angles and the size of the snowflake in the beginning. User defined for inputting the depth of the snowflake, giving it input message. The input has to be an integer. We're specifying that. The next defined function is setting up the screen, which is almost similar to all the programs we've seen before. Next, the important here is draw Koch function. If depth is greater than 0, for angle in the angles which we have defined in the first line, calling the draw Koch function again in a recursive format, size by 3 and depth minus 1. We're passing these parameters into the function to recursively call itself. If this condition is not satisfied, go into the else block and move the turtle forward, whichever the size is mentioned. So giving the depth by passing the depth function which we wrote before, setting up the screen, calling the function again, and see, let's see what happens. I'll close the screen. It is asking me to provide the depth. Let me start with a depth of 7. Enter. You can see this was the generated snowflake with a depth of 7. It looks pretty interesting. Let's also try with the input depth of 0, pressing enter, 0, enter. You can see this was the snowflake that was generated. So let's also again let's try with the value of 3. Enter. You can see this is the snowflake that was generated. It looks pretty interesting, right? Yeah. So now running the simple command, which is the function, calling the function draw underscore push, giving it different depths makes it easier to see the way in which each side of a triangle can be dissected into a further triangle-like shape. This can be repeated to multiple depths, giving it a more detailed structure in which the same shape is repeated again and again. Next, coming to the Mandelbrot set, this set is considered the most famous for fractal images. The definition of Mandelbrot set and its name is down to the French mathematician Adrien Duhalde, who named it as a tribute to the mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot. The Mandelbrot set is a set of complex numbers C for which the function z square plus c does not diverge when iterated from z equals to 0, which is a sequence of functions, remains bounded by an absolute value. With this definition, the Mandelbrot code was actually written. In simple words, Mandelbrot set is a particular set of complex numbers which has a highly convoluted fractal boundary when plotted. Let's look at the code. We're using both Turtle and Math libraries here. This is the user-defined function which practically implements the definition he had mentioned and giving it the size. Complex plane coordinates are mentioned here. We're also setting up this entire configuration for the screen window. In complex plane coordinates, x coordinate into pixel to x, that is the distance, gives the actual x value. So implementing that similar thing in the code, like subtracting the coordinate at coordinate 1 to 0 and dividing it by the screen x, and similar thing with y. We're also plotting by using this code and initiating another Turtle module to call a different absolute value was generated here, and we are initiating a new m turtle as the new turtle object, and we are passing the px and py to generate the plot. Let's see how this will work. You can see it is pretty satisfying to watch as well how the Mandelbrot plot is being generated. Now let's create the Mandelbrot using only the Python. The code is pretty much similar, but instead of using Turtle, we are importing image from the pill. So giving it all the x and xb, all the values. Let's see how this will turn up. You can, I'll share the image. So this is the picture that was generated when we called plot.image. This is exactly the Mandelbrot plot. Looks pretty interesting. Now let's see how to create a tree which can be called as a fractal tree. Let's divide each branch into two sub-branches, left and right, and shorten the new sub-branches until it reaches a minimum branch length. I'm first importing turtle, defining the minimum branch length before itself as 5, building a function called build underscore tree, defining a function, passing the parameters. This is nothing, T is nothing but our turtle object, giving the branch length, shorten, how much it has to be shortened by, giving the angle at which it has to turn when the tree starts and goes on building the branches. We're asking we're writing an if to check branch length is greater than minimum branch length. This has to be the condition to enter the if block. So if that condition is satisfied, you are saying the turtle object to move forward exactly the given branch length. New length should be the given branch length and the subtracted by the amount which it has to be shortened by. And then you're asking the turtle object to move left at an angle that is provided in that is passed as parameter in this function. You're calling the build tree again recursively, passing the turtle object, giving it a new length, and this keeps repeating. So coming out of the loop, the turtle object was instantiated and giving it the color green, calling the function, calling the main loop. Let's see how this will be executed. Yeah. Control enter. I'll share the screen. You can see how the tree is being drawn. It looks very interesting. You can wait a few seconds to actually watch the tree being built. You can also give it a tracer or the speed. You can write it in the code as well so that this will happen at a much faster pace. But it's interesting to watch. So let's look at what all the topics were covered in this. We talked about creating computer art. We have looked at an image and looked at the code, how it was generating different circles at different locations using different colors. And we also talked about a computer art generator by itself, how a few lines of code and you can generate different art by giving a different input messages, the angle to be provided, and it generates a different image at a different angle. Next, we talked about fractals in Python. The first fractal image we saw was of a snowflake, which was generated by using the turtle and the random libraries. We were recursively calling it and saying that at different location every time and choosing a different color, you have to create a snowflake of a different size. So yeah, that, and we talked about Koch snowflake and Mandelbrot set. All the plots seemed very interesting and very aesthetically pleasing. So that's about it. I'll show you the final tree once again. It's still building. So yeah. So this is about it. This is all I wanted to share. Thank you and have a nice day.